Perry in the place. Da-na-na-na. Mac and Perry
go live to create.
Da-na-na-na. Mac and Perry invite you to stay. Welcome to Tell a Story Hive on location here in Lloydminster at Narra Studios. I'm Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability. And this is my co-host,
Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta. And this is...
My name is Capiral. I am a local filmmaker living in Lloydminster, Alberta.
Great, yeah. So I'm really excited to be here. Thank you so much for having this in your studio space. And
yeah, thanks for thinking of me.
Yeah. We're excited to learn about yourself as a filmmaker and all the things you do. And but the first segment we kind of call our icebreakers. And with that, we just want to get to know each other, maybe outside of our creative practices. Okay. And so we're going to play a few little kind of games we have set up. The first one is some trivia. How are you at Lloydminster specific trivia?
I've been living in Lloyd for 13 years.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll put that to the test.
Yeah. We'll keep it as easy as possible. Just fun to make it about Lloydminster. Okay. Which one should I ask? All right. This is about the Vic Juba Community Theatre. Okay. Yeah. So the Vic Juba Community Theatre is a performing arts venue located in Lloydminster, hosting concerts, dance productions, a symphony, theatrical productions, festivals, comedians, and illusionists. How many events do they work each year? They're multiple choice. Don't worry. You just have to guess.
Okay.
It's on their website. This is a fact. So if you had to guess, out of the whole year, do they do A, 90 events a year? Would they do B, 120 events a year? C, 175 events? Or D, 365 events every day? Every day. What do you think?
I want to say... Was it C, 175? I want to say C.
Yeah, you are right. From their website, they say they do 175 events a year. So that's like...
I want to go high at least.
If
I'm wrong, then at least...
Yeah, that's like almost like one every other day or something. So great, yeah. So now we have a piece of trivia about myself or Daniel for either of us, which I've given to you somewhere. You have got them here hiding. Yeah, so that one will be about Daniel.
This will be, Daniel.
For me, yeah. So let's see how well I know Daniel.
All right. So Daniel is currently working on a 3-part docuseries. Daniel's first ever film project was a documentary through TELUS Story Hive's Community Stories program in 2019. What was it called? A, Repotted, Finding a New Home Abroad. B, Uprooted, Conversations in Nature. C, Sowing Seeds, Making Friends in New Places. Or D, Uplifted, A Bird's Eye View of Immigration.
Ooh, man, those all sound great. I would want to watch all of those, especially the planted one, the first one, because like, oh, moved over here. And I like how they're all nature themed. But I know the answer, Kim, because I know Daniel very, very well. And it is B, Uprooted. I remember him showing it to me. Little documentary film was great.
That's now I need to watch it.
Now you need to watch it. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, Be Uprooted, Conversations in Nature.
I know Daniel super well. Proof. It's a fact. So we've got another trivia question, and Daniel's going to ask you another Lloydminster-based trivia question. We'll see how you do.
Awesome. My piece of trivia for you is, once upon a time, Lloydminster operated as 2 separate municipalities with an Alberta side and a Saskatchewan side. In what year did they join together? Was it A, 1930, B, 1900, C, 1880, or D, 1958?
Hmm. I've always wanted to do like a Lloydminster history story.
Mm.
I want to say I know this answer. I want to. Is it B 1900? No,
Oh, not quite, not
okay.
quite. It is A, 1930.
1930.
And on May 20th specifically. And then the other little tidbit that we found out was that it actually became a city, though, in 1958. So ever so slightly later. Yeah. So yeah, that's a fun
Don't
fact.
kick me out.
No, no, yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, we're learning. We're all learning,
learning.
about Lloydminster. So yeah, we got one more trivia
Okay.
question. So this one is about me for Daniel. We'll see how well I know him. Keep in mind, I got the last one right.
Okay, so Michael's creative process or practice involves documentary filmmaking. Michael is also interested in documentary filmmaking. What was the last film festival Michael attended? A. Lethbridge International Film Festival. B. Banff Mountain Film Festival. C. Okotoks Film Festival. Or D. Fernie Mountain Film Festival.
I think it's either gonna be. I'm just gonna go with B.
And I don't have the. I think B is the one in bold.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
So B Banff Mountain Film Festival.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. I heard a bit about it. I remember Michael talking about it and going on and on and on about it. I'm just
When was
kidding.
that?
That would have been. I didn't make it last year, or the year before. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's a great film festival. Obviously, it's in the mountains and
That's
super
awesome.
inspiring.
One day, that's my dream, is to
Yeah.
like have an entry in a film festival.
Yeah. It was cool just to see all the films, and and it was actually, it was interesting because it was like, it is a mountain film festival, but I think they specifically like don't all do like adventure, thrill seeking,
Right.
jumping off of cliffs kind of films. There was a lot of still like storytelling, still nature based, but a little bit slower pace.
Right.
And that made me feel like, okay, maybe I could do that one day, because I don't think I could do the like jumping out off cliffs kind of
Right.
documentary. I mean, it'd be cool, but yeah.
To follow them, to
Yeah,
follow
yeah.
a subject jumping off the cliff.
Yeah. So it was really nice to see the kind of variety of stories that they had at the Banff Mountain Film Festival.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So good job, Dan. You got it right. We both got it right. Yay.
You're a true friend.
Yeah. Great. So that's our trivia for now. We're done trivia. There won't be any more later. So next is called This or That, and we just pull papers out of a hat, and they say two things like, do you like coffee or tea, cats or dogs? And we all just kind of discuss what we like, what our preferences are. There's no wrong answers. I will have you pull out the first one, and I'll answer the first one, so we can know what it's like as an example.
Do I read it now?
Yeah.
Ski or snowboard?
Interesting. Yeah. So I do like to get out in winter. I've done some cross-country skiing. I know you're probably thinking about downhill skiing with this question, but haven't done any. I've never snowboarded, actually.
Yeah.
So I guess if I had to choose between those two, I would say skiing. And if I could specify, I would say cross-country skiing and not downhill skiing, because I know when I grew up, my parents actually got, they were big skiers, and they got married on a ski hill in Whitefish, Montana. And so we grew up like skiing there, and I just never took to it. Maybe I was too young, didn't love the speed. So as I became an adult, I found that cross-country skiing was more my pace. Yeah, you ski or snowboard?
I grew up in the Philippines. No snow, no ski. That wasn't a thing. So, but again, no excuse. I've been living here for 13 years. I have 3 kids that I could have just pushed in.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't in our menu right now.
So neither.
Neither.
Okay.
But if I would choose to learn first,
yeah,
I want to say ski.
Good choice.
Yeah.
I'll throw it over to Daniel if he's more of a skier or a snowboarder.
Yeah, I would go with snowboarding. I went skiing like one time with like a school trip, and then my friends took me out on the mountain, and they were snowboarding while I was doing that, and it was a whole thing. And then my brother snowboards, so when I get the chance, it's just nice to go do that with him and family time.
I can see you in a snowboard.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. Is that a good thing? Yeah,
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Snowboarders are cool. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. All right. I guess I'll pick our next this or that question out of the hat randomly. Wine or beer? If you drink, I don't know if you do.
Yeah.
Now and again. If someone gives you the option, what would you choose, wine or beer?
I want to say I can last longer on wine. Beer maybe like just 2. So maybe I'll pick wine because I want to last longer in in a conversation with friends and
Sure,
whatnot.
yeah,
So yeah,
don't
I'll
wanna
say wine.
drink too much. Yeah, yeah.
Cab
Nice.
Sab, I guess. Is,
Okay.
yeah, Cabernet.
Cab
So,
Sauv.
yeah.
Nice, good stuff. Yeah, I would say wine as well. I think I've just grown more of a taste for wine. I enjoy it. And yeah, sipping on a glass of wine at dinner is just lovely. Every so often I might have, in the summertime, you're kind of in the mood for a beer on a hot summer day, but
Yeah.
generally a glass of wine is something I really enjoy. Yeah. I'm going to throw it over to Daniel. I think I know the answer, but I'll ask anyways. Wine or beer?
Out of curiosity, what do you think the answer is?
Obviously it's beer.
Yeah, obviously it's beer. Yes, and if I could specify, I'd go with Guinness. I just love it, and I've acquired that taste. So yeah, I'd say beer. Yeah.
Nice.
I've rewatched Mad Men again.
Okay.
And have you even seen Mad
A
Men?
bit, yeah. I haven't
Yeah,
seen all of
and
it.
Don Draper loves to drink old-fashioned Canadian. He's like, I just want to try an old-fashioned
Right.
Canadian just so I can say.
Classy.
You don't want to be like Don Draper, but
No.
No.
be as
Right?
as like his energy. is just-
Suave,
yeah.
wear the suit, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, something I never got into is those kind of drinks for sure. All right, we'll do let's do one more, then we can go on to our Tumbling Towers game.
Sweet or salty?
Yeah, if I had to choose, I would say probably salty. If I like something savory, yeah. If I was thinking of like a snack, I do like some sweet things, but I could take or leave desserts most of the time.
Yeah.
But if I could go for some like popcorn, some chips, fries, various salty things, so delicious. How about yourself?
Both are like just perfect together. Can we just do it together?
Yeah.
Sweet and salty
Yeah.
together. Sweet. If I have to pick one, I think.
Okay, well,
I
sweet
have a
tooth.
very sweet tooth. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Daniel, how about yourself? Sweet or salty?
I would go with salty generally, but on the same boat there. I love them both together. But yeah, generally I'd say something salty. Yeah.
Nice, yeah, good stuff. All right, we'll move on to our Tumbling Towers game. And yeah, so with this game, we have our blocks here. We're gonna pull them off as you do with this Tumbling Towers game and put them on the top. Technically, you can't take from the top three, but it's fine. And we're fine if you poke around and find a loose one. I think this one was loose, yeah. But they all have a corresponding number, and that corresponds to a open-ended question to start a conversation. So I guess did I pick the last paper, I believe? Yes. Sure. So we'll have you.
I picked the last paper.
Did you?
Sweet
Okay.
and salty. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I've got a short memory apparently. So I'll just pick this one because it's real loose.
Okay.
And we'll see what we get here. Number 29. What's a song or genre or artist? Because sometimes it's hard to just pick a song. This question can get hard sometimes. What's a song you could listen to on repeat? Anything come to mind? Or genre or artist?
Like right now?
Sure. Whatever's like your go-to song maybe, or like you hear on the radio.
I'm an Ella fella.
Okay.
Do you know Ella Langley?
The name.
She's like the emerging like top country artist right now.
Okay.
So I want to say like, and I'm proud. I want to say an Ella.
Mhm.
An Ella Langley album or
Okay.
Ella Langley song. Although I'm a big John Mayer fan. Like
Okay.
yeah, like throw me in a John Mayer album. Like maybe that's one.
Yeah.
Ella Langley, John Mayer.
Okay. We briefly ran into Kim yourself at Spiro's the other day. Was that the video you guys were?
That was the Ella Langley
Yeah.
reel that we were trying to do with Eleni.
Okay, yeah, it sounded familiar. I was like, I'm pretty sure that was the one. Nice. Yeah, for myself, I grew up on country. I don't mind it. I got more into like folk music as an adult. There's an artist that's Lethbridge-based, John Morton Hannon, and I remember seeing him in Fort Macleod, which is just west of Lethbridge. They were doing a benefit concert for the Eastern Slopes, just raising awareness about that. And yeah, there was a bunch of country artists, but he was kind of that folk singer, and he's got like such poetry in his music. And seeing him perform, I'm just like, this guy's awesome, and I just loved his music ever since. Yeah.
Look him up.
Check him out. Yeah. And yourself, Daniel, who's an artist you could listen to on repeat?
I'm a hip hop fan myself, and so like Kendrick or J. Cole. J. Cole's last album, The Fall Off. Old Dog is just a great track. And yeah, when that first came out, I just listened to the album on repeat for probably a few solid days. So that would be my answer. Yeah.
Nice, good stuff. All right, I think it's your turn to pick a tile, Kim.
Oh, I can do this.
Sure, yeah, but you don't have to commit if it's do whatever you want, but you don't have to pull the first tile you touch.
Butterfingers. Yes. It's 34.
34, nice. 34. What's one talent you wish you had?
What's one talent?
If you need a minute, we can answer. Daniel or I could answer.
Yeah, maybe you can start, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I would say I gave a similar answer before, so I'm not going to say that. I will say singing this time. I do okay. Can I carry a tune? I don't know. But to be like a really good singer, I think that's just impressive to be able to, yeah, especially people who can just like hear, chords and know what that is or something, right? I'm just not that musically inclined. So I think, yeah, it could be a fun skill to have to be able to be a really solid singer. Yeah, maybe Daniel, I'll throw it over to you. A talent you wish you had?
Yeah, I think the first thing that came to mind, honestly, was just like cooking. Like, I feel like there are certain people who are just like really adept at cooking. And that, it's obviously a skill as well, like you develop it. But yeah, I don't even have a very strong sense of taste. So yeah, I have not developed that skill or talent. So yeah, cooking would be what I would be interested in.
Again, like which is something you can develop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, very useful, much more useful than singing. Yeah. Anything come to mind yet?
No,
Kate?
yeah. I think I'm not a very handy person, and I think once we start diving into my origin story, you'll know. Like carpentry is not my strongest suit. My wife is the man in the house. Like she fixes everything.
Okay.
She sees everything before it happens, so she's that person. I'm useless around the house. So,
Fair, yeah.
so if I could maybe just up that talent a bit, then I could be useful around the house.
Yeah, fair. Hey, that's great. That's something to aspire to for sure. Great. Ooh, this one's very loose. It's on the top 3 though, technically. I broke my own rule. So, oh, jeez. A little too much wine before this. Number 7. Number 7. What are you reading right now, if you are, or a book that, if maybe you enjoyed in the past? Again, we can answer first if you like.
Yeah, maybe you can answer.
For sure. Yeah, so on this trip, as we'll be on the road for about a week, so I always try to like bring a book with me when we're doing our road trips. And this time, yeah, I went to the library, just grabbed kind of a random book, and it's about death and dying and palliative care, and it's called With the End in Mind. And yeah, it's just it's all about that. About she's a medical doctor and her experiences working in palliative. And yeah, I picked it up because I'm just like interested in something we don't talk about a lot is death and dying. I think at least in the West, our modern culture, we're very much disconnected from that part of our lives, really. And so, yeah, I've just been reading more about that topic, and that just really interested me. So I brought that on the trip. Haven't had a lot of time to read it. Got a few chapters in, but I like it so far. Yeah, yeah. I could throw it to Daniel.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So Daniel, any book you're reading right now on this trip or otherwise?
Yeah, on this trip, I brought Into the Wilderness by Brené Brown. And I have started it. That was my goal as this came up in other interviews. I have to start it now. And yeah, I just love the author and I love her work and what she speaks to. And so yeah, that's been fun. I also love this question because it brings up like books that I've just read in the past or genres that come to mind. Yeah. I don't do enough reading, but here we are.
Yeah, and if a book or an article could be anything. I don't know, just something you're interested in.
I don't do enough reading. Well, I should, but the last book I read was I don't even remember the title, but it's a business book. It's mostly about mostly the video marketing industry and whatnot, because again, it has evolved so much. And talking about like the strategies on like how growth and how to scale properly and faster. I guess.
Always faster,
Always
yes.
faster,
yeah.
But
were there any kind of like insights from that book that you thought that could use that in my business?
It's so hard because like I feel like Lloydminster is always delayed by 5 years.
Okay.
So it's hard, but also it's nice to like just see what other people in the bigger centers are doing, and then maybe we can apply that in like 3 years. So that's where I'm at.
Be ahead of the curve for Lloydminster. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. And myself, I almost exclusively read nonfiction. I don't really have an interest in fiction, so I oftentimes will read books to learn about myself or topics and try to get better. And so I appreciate the nonfiction nod. I guess yours is nonfiction too. Yay, nonfiction. Yeah, nice.
Yay.
Let's do another tile. Why not? Your turn. I don't know about that one. Yeah. Okay.
We can do it. We can do it. We can do it.
Yeah. Whew, whoa, I saw some
41.
movement there. Okay. Now we're talking about nonfiction. We're going to the fictional world. If you could visit a fictional place, where would you go?
Hmm.
Anywhere. It could be like a film you thought of, or
My friend Jesse went to Norway.
that's a real place.
Oh, that's a real place. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
fiction.
Okay, yeah. So if it was a fictional place, Norway
Okay.
is real, I believe.
Norway is real.
Yeah. So
They don't look real,
right.
but they're real.
Yeah. Again, we can go to us if you like.
No,
but,
no. Like
yeah,
I
okay.
have it. I have it.
All
I have
right.
it. I have it.
Fictional world.
I want to see Neverland.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, because we just recently watched Peter Pan,
Mm,
so I want to see Neverland and like that ship and
Captain Hook and
hmm
Never Growing Up.
Never Growing Up and Toodles and.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. That's usually my answer. That's like the only fiction thing I can think of. So I'm going to throw it over to Daniel for a second, and I'm going to have to come up with another answer. Daniel, if you could visit a fictional world or Norway, where would you go?
Yeah, I mean, like along the, in the direction of Norway, I would always say like Middle Earth, like Lord of the Rings. They like the landscapes look surreal, but I actually love another answer that we've heard on this trip, which was like The Matrix. And just,
I think I know who that is.
Yeah. And just like living in that world, I don't know, it's like scarily close, maybe, but I don't know. That's what comes to mind. I thought it was a interesting answer, and I'm gonna go with that.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you for giving me some time to think about that. I guess because I don't have another answer, I would just go to Alice in Wonderland's world.
Yeah.
Because that's cool. You get to go down a hole and meet people. I'd rather go to Neverland. But yeah. That's my lame answer, but good enough. All right, we'll do maybe one more tile. See if we can knock it down. Oh, that was pretty loose.
Oh, that's.
Number 6. Number 6. All right. What are you a geek about? Something you're geeking out about? You're really interested in, you're whatever, researching, reading up. You'd love to talk about. Again, we can go to each other.
Yeah,
if that helps you. Yeah. Yeah, I guess, Daniel, I'm going to throw it over to you. If you have, I'm just going to do that. Sorry, buddy. What are you geeking out about?
What am I geeking out about? I think just artists and community has been like a big thing on my radar recently. And this is like a longer term thing, I think, that I hope to get more into. And just, meeting with people and getting the right teams together to do the creative, fun things that we only have so much time on this planet to do. And so, I think that's something you can geek out about. It's just, trying to find the people and figure out how to work together, basically. That's the first answer that came to mind.
Yeah,
So,
there's no wrong answer. Yeah, for myself, I know it's like not about our creative practice necessarily, but this could also be about me as a person, kind of. A little while ago, like I was reading a book about filmmaking, and they talked about like it's from a few years ago. So like watch DVDs, and like you can like watch the DVD extras to learn stuff. And so I probably had a DVD player years ago, but bought another one at like the thrift store for like $20 because you can get them anywhere, and started like just watching DVDs and like all the extras on the DVDs, and not even to like learn for myself like some of the things I would never apply, but just to like an audio commentary of the director or something, and just to learn about the process and like, okay, that's how they do that, or oh, that was actually on location, that was the set, but you can't tell, and I don't know, I just find it really fascinating, and I also just find it like the more I watch these, like the more time I spend with a film, the more I just appreciate it more. And I've just really geeked out about like all the DVD extras, and there's something called the Criterion Collection. You can get it from the library or online. And I found like they're like doing so much with film, and there's so much good extra content there that it really makes the experience so much richer. And I've really just enjoyed all those DVD extras. So that's what I'm, I guess, geeking out about right now, I suppose. Yeah. Anything come to mind for you, Kim?
Yeah, I think for myself, every time I doom scroll on social media, and there's how they would have a channel about Game of Thrones.
Mhm.
and then they go into the backstory of like, oh, Aegon Targaryen like conquered Westeros back in, the backstories are they never told in the show.
Hmm.
I think those ones, and then it's like a branch, as you know, like, oh, now we know about Maekor Targaryen, and then now who's Maekor's successors and whatnot. So, and then a few hours later, like, oh, now I'm back to reality.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think, yeah, that the Game of Thrones lore, I think, is what I'm geeking recently.
Yeah. And I assume that kind of helps you connect with that series more. Or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and my wife and I like watch it, like the 3 series, like House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, and
Okay.
Knights of the Seven Kingdom. Like, yeah, we watch all of it.
Binging it, yeah. Nice,
Yeah, and
nice.
again, like, I need to know like who's egg after and when. I don't mind spoilers because it's on. They have their books anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh, nice. Good stuff. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that's all the time we have for this segment. So it's been fun to get to know each other and play some games. So yeah. Oh yeah, knock it over. Yeah, do it. Yeah. So this has been Tell a Story Hive on location in Lloydminster at Narra Studios. I'm Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability. And this is my co-host.
Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta, and this is
And Kim Capiral, local filmmaker living in Lloydminster, Alberta.
We'll be right back. Welcome to Tell a Story. I'm on location in Lloydminster at Narra Studios. I'm Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability. And this is my co-host.
Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta, and this is...
And I'm Kim Capiral. I'm a local filmmaker living in Lloydminster, Alberta.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so it's great to do our little icebreaker segment with you and learn a bit about each other. Or like they're loosening us up. Yeah, but yeah, this segment we kind of call the interview. And this is where we generally like learn about your journey as a creative, kind of where you started, where you've been, where you're going. It'll be lovely. It'll be great. Yeah, I guess you briefly said you're a filmmaker based in Lloydminster, but yeah, maybe if you could just elaborate on the kind of like films you make.
Yeah, so we mostly focus on like stories. Whatever their stories, that's where we are. Like I think that's my foundation, really. So from like commercial filmmaking to documentaries, I still do some weddings. So like those are like the core, I guess.
Great, yeah, I love that. Yeah, storytelling is the heart of documentary filmmaking. Yeah, I guess if we go back kind of to as far back as you want to go, yeah, I guess when did you first pick up a camera?
Not very. I wish I have I've always wanted to be a photographer when I was like 5 years old or whatnot. But I picked up late. I want to say like when I graduated in 2009, I think.
Okay.
That's when I first picked up a camera. It was an Icon D60 or 60D. It was obviously videos weren't the thing then, or for consumer cameras. But I started taking pictures of my friends, and I realized this is like it feels nice and it feels easy. And because when I hand it to my friends, like they all, no, it's not. No, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So I think that's where kind of like clicked for me. Though this is probably something that I could be passionate about. My family's very musical. We're very artsy. So to find something that's in the art world is very like we're drawn into it. So so that, and then we were chatting off air that I'm an aircraft mechanic. That was my program for 4 years. And then I worked at the airport for 2 years, but that's when you're like young and you're kind of figure things out for yourself. And that's when I realized that like I can't be around machines. I need to be around people. I think one aha moment is like when I was working at the airport, my colleagues would see an aircraft up in the air. They're this tiny, and then they would debate on whether what type of aircraft that is. And oh, that's an Airbus A330-4. And then one would say, no, that's a Dash 3. Look at the windows. It's like, guys, you have so much passion for this job, and I don't. And I want to have that. So, and the only thing that was going on for me then was that job and photography. So between living that life, I guess, that's when I figured out, oh, I want to be on this side of what that looks like if I keep doing photography, if I focus myself on just learning photography. And I'm around like, it's not very common now, but you're in a photography group. You just do photo walks and whatnot. So I love, again, that's the people aspect, I think, that I was able to figure out about myself. Yeah, so kept doing that. And then I got a job in the TV world doing behind the scenes of celebrities and whatnot. And they said, oh, actually, there's an opening for a video camera guy. More permanent job. And photography, video, they're the same, framing wise and whatnot. So I took the job, and I think that's where it actually started to, like, for me to just move on to let's just do videos. We have an amazing like teacher there that kind of like taught us the principles of like video composition and whatnot. So I was very lucky that we had that. But yeah, from then on, like photography was just on the side. It's all video now. Now I'm learning about films. I think one of the films that my mentor showed me was Man on Fire by Denzel Washington. Because he was like, you'll see all the compositions here. The lighting is mostly outdoors. And then you'll see, but I don't know, I think he just loves Denzel, but who doesn't love Denzel? So I think that's why that was our like focus. Yeah, and we kind of like did that for 3 years. And then we moved to Canada from the Philippines.
Interesting, yeah. Oh man, there's lots. I want to dig into some of that for sure. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that really interests me. Like going back to like you're working at the airport with aircrafts. Very not a creative, we'll say, and maybe not traditionally creative field. But your family was like artsy. But yeah, I guess like what first made you want to go into the aircraft field of work?
They said it'll make money. I said, well, and then again, when you're living in the Philippines, usually that's how the transition is. Unless you're a doctor's son and whatnot, or a lawyer's son. If you're middle class, you have to thrive for your family. And my mom was a single mom. I lost my dad when I was 11. So there's that urgency of, and I'm the eldest son, and usually there's more responsibility on your shoulders when you're the eldest son. So it's not mostly about what I want. It's how can I help my family more. I'm not good in science, so I can't be a nurse because most stereotypes. But yeah, so I thought aircraft mechanic was. I think it was trying to trend more in that direction. Then I tried it. It was a great career. Like you can a lot of my friends now that stick to that career are very successful. One of them are in Calgary now, working for Lufthansa airline. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I mean, I guess I'm glad you realized that earlier on. And yeah, you were doing photography, and then you got into this camera operator position. I know you mentioned your mentor with that role. Talking about watching these films and composition, but yeah. And remind me how long were you doing the camera operator position in the Philippines? 3 years. 3 years, yeah.
Yeah, 3 years, and then we had to move. That's when we learned. My mom, again, I always kudos to my mom for we're gonna move to Canada. Canada's the better option for us as a family. So yeah, 3 years in the TV department, and then we moved here.
Okay, yeah, and well, in that 3 years, we'll stay there for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, was there anything else you can think of in that time that maybe might have influenced your filmmaking or your craft? Yeah.
We were doing entertainment, so we were doing a lot of variety shows, a lot of morning shows. Those, what do you call those? Like magazine shows.
Okay.
Realities, and then we have a version of is it Jerry Springer?
Yeah.
We have a version of Jerry Springer, but Philippines. A lot of scandalous stuff, but mostly scripted. But it's fun. So I guess the life of, you're a camera person, you have a headset talking to a director. I'm camera too. two ready,
Mm-hmm.
and then you. It's almost like a. For me, I always see it as a competition wherein there's 6 cameras on set,
Mm-hmm.
and when you're not live, you gotta find something that the director would be like, okay, let's go to camera 6 again.
Okay.
So for me, I always challenge myself to like, oh, what else can I do? But really, there's nothing else you can do. You're not a tripod, but oh, maybe I'll start rack focusing. So I'll start like blurry and then showing it to the director. Hopefully he sees it. I was like, yeah, 6, let's go 6, ready
Mhm.
6, go 6.
Yeah.
Like those ones I love. And then we sometimes go on site, and there's no director there, so it's mostly you and your producer and your actor. So whether that's a segment about, could be any segment, but mostly you're the director on the set, because it's up to you. Like, this is the shot we need. Like, how do you want to do it? You're the cinematographer.
Mhm.
So like those ones are, I think that's how I was molded
Mm.
into like who I am today. Like a lot of I still film, I still pick up a camera, do a job, and a flashback would just, oh yeah, this is what you do, Ken. This is what you did.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Camera 6. Yeah,
Camera
yeah, yeah,
6.
yeah. Catching the attention. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it sounds like, yeah, lots of learning going on there, and
Mhm.
yeah, especially, yeah, that's a great example of just like maybe you're framing or something that just like, yeah, you can
Mhm.
see that image and get the director's attention. And I mean, you mentioned there was a mentor at that time. Tell me more about your mentor.
He's young for somebody that would call, like, he's been in the industry for so long. His name is Herbie. He now, the last time I checked, he's in Dubai doing like World Cups and whatnot, like as a camera operator. Super humble, super like soft spoken. I think that's why I gravitated towards him, because like his energy is just so great to be around with. But no, he's been working in that industry for so long, and you just want to like aspire to be him, and you want to make him proud and whatnot. Yeah.
Yes, no, it
That's
sounds good.
our like mantra. There's like 6 of us, 6 young camera person, and our mantra is like, make Sir Herbie proud.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's lovely. Yeah,
Mhm.
no, that's great. And so, yeah, now you've been in that position for a while, and you moved from the Philippines to Canada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about that experience.
It was a big good transition for us, as a family overall, because obviously Canada is like a better country to live in, like all the support that you have in here. And I was 26 then when I moved here, so kind of like late in the game in my eyes, um, because a lot of opportunities could happen if you're obviously younger. You could go to school here and whatnot.
Mhm.
But that never like really deterred me from, oh, you can only do this, you can only do that. Like um, we knew this is what we want to do. We knew this is something that we love, and we're gonna hold on to it. We're lucky enough that we landed in Lloydminster. That Lloydminster had a TV station here, so I was still able to continue what I was doing. My wife followed me here after, like, we were dating in the Philippines, and then she eventually moved here. But she's a makeup artist for commercials and for films, so she kind of knew that industry. She has the passion for it too, and that's what she does here too. So that's why when I say we, like, it's my wife, my girlfriend, then now my wife. That was our goal. Is to we we don't know what Canada looks like, but our end goal needs to be this, because this is what we love to do.
Lovely. No, it's
Yeah.
great that you both got to come over here. And
Mhm.
I just imagine you back home, camera 6 being distracted, the makeup artist over there.
Well,
Yeah.
we never worked together.
Okay.
Yeah, but she was big time, because I wasn't
Oh.
working on commercials and films.
Okay.
She's the big time makeup
Okay.
person.
Nice, nice. And yeah, so when you were here, you first started working for a TV studio. Yeah, tell me about that experience.
Yeah, so I think it's been a week that I've landed in Canada, and I still need. My mom's like, you need a job because we need to move to an apartment.
Yeah.
So I knew there was a TV station here. I found it. There was no opening then, but I still went, no resume or anything, and I basically came there, and like I just came to Canada like a week ago. I have this much experience in the Philippines. Like, is there any spot for me in the TV station? It doesn't have to be camera person. Just like whatever opening you have, just get my foot in the door. And the TV manager there, Phil Ferguson, right there and then, I got an interview.
Okay.
He gave me a tour, and like showed me the studio, showed me the cameras that they were using. I was like, oh yeah, I'm familiar with this camera, similar to what we're using. They gave me a job at master control operator. So for anybody that does not know that job, it's so basically I'm in charge of making sure the commercials are running, or like our commercials, because we would run through CBC and CTV.
Okay.
But once their commercial hits, we have to put our own commercials,
Oh.
like local commercials.
Okay.
That's how TV works, like advertising, right?
Hmm.
So it was a good. To me, I always like take the good things out of all my experiences, and I worked there for a couple of months before I moved down as a camera operator. But me sitting there in a cube watching TV was like a good "This is Canada" introduction, because I'm seeing CBC shows. I'm seeing like news.
Yeah.
Stephen Harper was the prime minister then. Like I wouldn't know him if I was working in a different environment. Um, so like just the awareness of like where I am. Plus, it's a local TV station, so you get to know your community through that little TV. I think that's how. Oh yeah, that's this farmer. That's that farmer. So when it's time for me to go down the newsroom and be a camera person, I'm like, I want to say like good, but I'm equipped to like whenever they're talking about something. Oh yeah, I'm familiar. I've seen how you do it and whatnot. So yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're new to Canada, and yeah, it'd be a great introduction. Yeah.
I always I'm super grateful about my experience there, especially as an immigrant, because you don't get that opportunity usually as an immigrant. Usually you'll go to a gas bar and you're a pump attendant or grocery store. Nothing wrong with those jobs, obviously, but it doesn't have that lens of this is my community, this is how it works and whatnot. So yeah, grateful for that opportunity.
Yeah, something you have experience in and obviously are passionate about. So it's great that you could get into that. Yeah. And how long were you doing the camera operator position here?
3 years too. So I moved 3 jobs in that station in 3 years, I think. So started master control for like 3 months, I think, and then camera position opened, so I took that job, and then did that for 2+ years, and then my last year I was a creative videographer. I think that was the position, but basically we were filming advertising for the station, and I think that's another like level or layer of me that I was able to like put under my belt, is to like create scripts for advertising, get to know businesses in Lloyd, see what they need and whatnot. We were still using like the big cameras then for advertising, and I have my own DSLR camera. I was like, no, this is better.
Yeah.
I don't care. You don't have to pay me, but I just want to use this camera. I'll show you what it can do. And then I think from then on, I think they started just using a DSLR camera or a mirrorless camera. And then, just again, it's that we're kind of like behind a bit. So it's up to you to like introduce it, right? Or else we will be behind. So I took it as a challenge, as a challenge to like, no, we can innovate. Like we can do it now. Like why not? Why wait for another 3 years to have it?
Absolutely, yeah. That's great. And I believe you also met another collaborator person we actually featured today, Brittany Murphy. You met her at the TV studio, right?
No, so the funny story that I haven't told you yet
Okay.
is we didn't work together in the same year.
Oh,
or we never had the same stint, I guess. But when I was still in the Philippines, I found out that I was going to live in Canada. I was searching for like videographer job in the Philippines, and BR Films came up. And I emailed her. I was like, hey, like my name's Kim, moving to Canada this month. If you're needing another person to film, like I have this much experience. And she said, she was super nice. She's nice enough to say, look, oh, I'm a one-woman person right now. But if ever that opportunity arrives, something like that, like I'll let you know. So I came to Lloyd. I met her at a show. She has a booth, I think. And then I reintroduced myself, like, hey, I'm the guy that emailed you. My name's Kim. I'm finally here. And she thought I was a scammer.
Oh.
It was just a random dude from the Philippines trying to like get information from her. And I was like, no, I'm a real person. And then then I think that's how our like friendship started.
Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's understandable, I guess, but
Now that I'm here,
yeah,
somebody messaged me
right.
from other like outside
Random,
Canada. No, probably not.
right? Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. All right. Well, going back to you were at the TV studio, doing various roles. Yeah, I guess what came next in your filmmaking journey?
I think that's when Narra Studios I think started. I had my family. I have two girls. I have twin girls.
Mhm.
So my family's growing a bit. So my time needs to like my time needs to be like balanced with them and just working and whatnot.
Mhm.
And we just noticed a gap in Lloyd in terms of like video marketing and wedding films. So that I think that's when we again like that was the goal. It was never it was we never forgot about our goal, the goal of like just doing what we love and starting our own business.
Mhm.
So 2015, 16, that's when we started Narra Studios, and then mostly wedding films, and then transition into commercial businesses and whatnot.
Mhm. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, great. Yeah. And just because I don't know, I'll just ask like the name itself. Where did the name come from?
So two things. So Nara is a national tree in the Philippines.
Okay.
My friend Jill, who's a marketer here in town, kind of like helped me figure it out. Like the name, she was like, when you want to learn. I don't know if this is industry secret. So Jill, I'm sorry. But she was like, just close your eyes. What do you see? And then she was like, okay, I'm on the road. Okay, what do you see on the road? I can see a tree on the side. Okay, zone into that tree. What kind of tree is it? So instantly I know it's a Nara tree, and then but we also zone into like, what is it about that tree that you like? What's the color of it? So from a bigger picture to like a smaller picture, we zone in, and then I think Nara was the one that came up, and I like it. It's a short word, easy to remember. It's the national tree of the Philippines. It's supposed to be like strong and whatnot. So that's how we want our business to be. Um, and also, my wife was like, "Oh, it's also short for narrative. So your videos tell a story and whatnot."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the meaning behind the
Oh,
name.
cool. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And is the logo connected to the tree as well? Like I don't
No,
see a
I think the
tree in
logo has
there.
evolved into
Oh,
like
okay.
that logo might change tomorrow again. But
Okay.
we'll see. Yeah, but we're not. Yeah, it's just like an N, and then like I love I'm into like the minimalism and whatnot. So that's why I think we got that logo.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah, fair enough. But yeah, the names will be staying, I assume. So
Yeah,
nice. Yeah. Maybe tell me about okay. So you started this company in a smaller city, right? In Alberta, Saskatchewan, or in Canada, and yeah, what was that like? I guess like you mentioned it was you're doing wedding photographer or videos and stuff. But yeah, just like the first starting of that business about 10 years ago. What did that feel like?
It was hard because it was scary. As whenever you start a business, it's always scary. But when you have nothing, it's more scary. And when you have a family to feed, it's scary and it's scarier. So I think we just jumped the gun. Where I'm lucky again. Like my family, my wife, there's like just go do it. If that's something you believe in, just do it. So um, weddings kind of like will give you a runway because they're booking for next year. Although at that time, like net weddings weren't like the top priority for couples. They will only book you for like when there's enough budget.
Yeah, so they do photography primarily.
Photography, flowers, those are like the top things. But when you get bookings, it'll give you a runway because they're booking for next year. So you're safe for next year.
Okay.
So I think that was like introducing that style to Lloyd was tougher than I think. But I think in my first year I did 6 wedding videos, and then the following year I think I did 15. It doesn't look tough because, but to like the work that got into it to like advertise to prove to people that hey we can do it. Like this is how we can do it and whatnot. So
Yeah, I'm curious. I don't want to jump too far ahead.
Yeah.
And we'll see how far we get in our journey. But
Mhm.
one thought that comes to mind when you say that, like, because it was 2015, you said, right?
Yeah.
10 years ago. Has that changed with like so much more like social media? Like, or if you are, I know you guys aren't doing as many weddings, but as you know, more recent kind of wedding projects. Like, are people were they demanding more video? Was that more of a thing for weddings?
Yeah, they're more aware now of what people can deliver as a video company, which is great because as a consumer, you need to be aware. But it has changed for sure. It has changed in terms of like, oh, can we do reels? Can we do short form content and whatnot? But in terms of like storytelling, like it hasn't changed. Like that's again, like that's still your foundation. Um, People still like the long form video for wedding films, but also they like the short form videos that they can share to families.
Sure.
I had a bride before that was like, I wanted a 25-minute wedding video because I don't wanna like, I want to watch my wedding video on my anniversary with all my friends and whatnot, wear my wedding gown, but and then to what? Watch a 5-minute video.
Okay.
So I've had like those interactions. So really to each their own, but has changed, but not really, I guess.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you're right. It's the story. It's at the heart of it. Yeah, I know photography will still probably be the main thing for weddings because people want those. But I thought maybe there might be more videos just because of the way things are now.
And then like gimbal wasn't like a thing.
Sure.
Or it's not. It's a luxury. Like you'd have to spend more money to have a gimbal, or it has the glide cam. Then I think I used the glide cam before, but now everyone has a gimbal. So like shot wise, those has changed for sure. But again, like I'm old school. It's either handheld or just a classic, beautiful composition on a tripod. I think nothing beats that.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, I guess was there anything like you were, because you did wedding stuff for a while, I believe. Yeah, was there anything that kind of like doing that work, again, influencing the films you're making now? Anything you might have learned or experienced through doing wedding videos?
Stories.
Yeah.
Like really like stories and getting to know the clients. I keep telling people, I still do some weddings this year, and it's because I have the best people. Like I've done like 200 weddings in the 10 years that I've been doing it, and I've never had like a really mean person to us. Like they're super nice and whatnot. So that's why I keep doing it. And I think that relationship with your client kind of like translates with how we interact with our business owners or with our business owner clients and whatnot, or with our subjects if we're doing a documentary. So they're all related to each other. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's great. Yeah, and I guess like if you can think about the time with Narra Studios, what what came next in that evolution of your business?
Documentaries for sure. Like I think the past 5 years, I think we've done documentaries, and we've gravitated toward documentaries, and like the communities have seen the value of having a documentary and whatnot. So, like one project we did that was in before COVID. We went to East Hastings in Vancouver, and we walked around. We were with RCMPs. There was another media company that was in partnership with it, but I was the main videographer. And basically, we had the goal of that project is we have our junior A hockey players, and we brought them there at East Hastings. And the main objective is for those kids to see what it will look like if you turn a different side, or if you get addiction, or what addiction can do to you, basically, and use that and bring that here to Lloyd and show it to the younger kids, or tell it to the younger kids so they can like avoid that life. But it was like no holds bar. Like we were they brought us to like their apartments and whatnot. It was a for sure eye opening, and we had like 3 subjects I think that we followed. There was a girl, 14-year-old, Paige is her name. She was from Brooklyn. One day, on her way from school to home, somebody just handed her crack cocaine, I think. She took it. She got addicted. 5 years after, she's in Vancouver in East Hastings, and she couldn't find herself back home. Like those are like stories that it's like this is happening. Like you always see it, but to experience that firsthand, that was like, it was very touching and hard hitting, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It sounds like it. Yeah, it sounds amazing.
But again, that's the value that the community have seen. Like, yeah, let's do a documentary. Let's bring it to Lloyd and show it to the kids.
Because no one like from Lloydminster was in the documentary. It was just the other.
The junior A hockey team.
Oh, they
was
were. Yeah,
from-
they did. So they actually. Okay. Yeah. And like, how did that impact the hockey team? Seeing those people.
We did like an exit interview, like how that affected us or them mostly. For them just to like open their eyes that like, guys, this is really happening, so don't take it for granted, don't take your life for granted, like you're playing at like a sport that you love, like cherish it and just protect it.
It sounds like a very meaningful project. I'm curious, like, have you, like, within your filmmaking career more generally, I feel like you've ever faced any sort of like challenges?
When filmmaking becomes a business, that's when I feel like that's when it becomes a challenge, because like business comes with financials, and then again when you have a family, that it's filmmaking for us is like a passion, right? And sometimes you'll do anything for a passion, and sometimes that means giving up your time, giving up your free time. So I think that's the biggest challenge for us, is to like balance. Well, we never use balance. It's like juggling your passion and your business, and what really is the reality. And the reality is like you have to feed your family and whatnot. So I think that's the struggle, I think, for me at least.
No, yeah, that makes sense. And like definitely the stakes are higher when you have a family, and especially and like you mentioned, starting out, working in the aircraft industry, for that security and the money, and when I think, especially you think of filmmaking, especially in a small scale, probably, it's not something that you do for the money necessarily all the time.
What we've learned is like money will find you. That's our experience so far. Is like money's always there. Money will find you. Just keep doing the work, and so far it has worked for us. I told you about the support that we've got for our other documentaries and whatnot.
Yeah, it seems like based on what you've described and seeing some of the projects that you've done, it seems like that like community element is really important too, right? Like, you've mentioned that several times as far as like your experiences and getting to know people, and I don't know if you can speak any more to that about the importance of being involved or connected to your community if you're making films. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's very important, because this is the place you live, right? These are the people that you see every day, especially in a place like Lloydminster. It's very small, so you got to protect those stories when they handed that trust in you. I think that, and it makes it special, like you've done a documentary, and then you can see them at the grocery store. It's like, hey, what's up? Like, how's your family? And you kind of like become a part of it. Like one filmmaker said, when you do a documentary, you left a piece of yourself in that story or in that place that you filmed. So that's how I always feel about every time, or at least I want that. I want like a piece of myself in every story that we do.
Oh, it's lovely. Yeah. We're running a little short on time. Maybe I'll squeeze in one or two more questions. More of a general question. Is like, I guess, would you have any like advice for someone if they are interested in filmmaking and maybe want to do it maybe at more of a professional level, based on your experience so far? Any advice come to mind?
Just do it. We have like kids that are like, you wanna do what you do and whatnot. I think the technical advice is maybe not the advice that people don't want to hear. Is like, I know they want to go to film school. You can go to film school if you want, but for me, like, get a marketing degree, get a business degree, and then the filmmaking part you can learn elsewhere. At least that's my route, because I didn't do any professional schooling. I didn't have any marketing degree or business degree. And if I did, maybe that's one thing that I will always push. That's an advantage that you can always have if you want filmmaking as your business. But even if you're working a set, like that business degree will always come handy. So I think yeah, like technical wise, I think that's my advice.
Yeah, very basically, yeah, no wrong answers here. This isn't this or that. Yeah, I'm just curious. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, if it is more of a business side, then that totally makes total sense. And yeah, that's great. Yeah, I guess we'll just, in our last question, we sometimes try to ask people is like, how has your filmmaking, like, how has that influenced your everyday life?
A lot. It affects my life is a movie, but no, like it's a accumulation of everything I did over the past years and the people I've met over the past years. Um, I told my friend like I am a result of like the people I met. So everyday life, those are the people I encounter. Those are the people I ask for advice for. I'm getting emotional, but no, like I cherish that a lot because without filmmaking, I would have never met the people that I was able to meet. I would have never been here in Canada having a business. Like I would have never thought having a business in my life, but here we are. So I think it affects me that way. That just being grateful and now like always look at the positive things in life. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, that's lovely. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that,
thank you.
and yeah, thank you for the conversation. It's been great to learn about your journey as a filmmaker.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, all right. So this has been Tell a Story Hives on location here in Lloydminster at Narra Studios. I'm Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability, and this is my co-host.
Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta, and this is...
And my name is Capiral. I almost cried on this show, and I'm a local filmmaker living in Lloydminster, Alberta.
Great. All right, and we will be right back.
Hello and welcome back to Tell Us Story Hives on location in Lloydminster at Narra Studios. My name is Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta. This is my co-host,
Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts around environmental sustainability. And this is...
And my name is Capiral. I'm a local filmmaker living in Lloydminster, Alberta.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time and energy to meet with us and do this. And also for inviting us into your studio here. That means a lot to us. And yeah, I'm super excited to dive into your showcase and just talk a bit more specifically and more in depth about some of your maybe upcoming or current projects. And yeah, let's just do it. First thing is just that 3-part docuseries that you're doing through Tell a Story Hive. So maybe just give me a really broad kind of overview of what it is about or what the program is maybe.
Yeah, very grateful that I was able to get into that edition. That's my very first one.
Yeah.
So it's a docuseries called What We Chase, and it's a story about 3 people living in Lloydminster. As the edition wanted to talk about people in your community. So it's a story about James Foley, who's a bucking bull breeder, does the PBR circuit, and basically seeing the life of a bucking bull breeder and how they're just to us, it's just they're like an athlete. Once the pen is open, the gates are open, they just buck. But in everyday life, they're just like normal cows and normal bulls and living their life in the farm.
Right.
The second one is a story about Peyton Walker, who is a teenager who has cancer. And still fighting with the disease, and basically following her journey as a hockey player. She's an amazing talent. So just following her as she just fights for her life and seeing if she can go back on the ice and play the game that she loves. And the next one is Vera Coster, who is a clinical director at the recovery center, but also has on her journey to recovery as well. So just following her life, but amidst everything, she found running as a peace and solace for her. So seeing that dynamic of you're helping people with their recovery journey, and you're also helping yourself, but also finding peace in that sport. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful overview. And I'm actually just going to reach back because, yeah, you also own a print shop. Is that right?
Yeah.
And so this is, what can you tell me about this?
So this is my working poster for Story Hive. So for my bonus content poster, so What We Chase, as we discussed earlier, I just love the minimalist type of designs and whatnot. So we just went with this design. And then we just obviously have the icons of pucks and bulls and running. Yeah. So
yeah. No, that's awesome. We had to show that. yeah. And yeah, I think with your docuseries here, another thing that came to mind was it was awesome hearing the story behind Narra Studios, and again that it is also kind of short for narrative. And I guess I'm just curious what it means to you to be capturing these stories of these individuals, both individually, but also is it kind of a collage, the through line between the 3, and just, yeah, how do you navigate that? What decisions do you have to make?
We had some help with our mentor, because Story Hive will pair us with a mentor. I'm very lucky to have Yuki Kang as my mentor, and we kind of navigated together to at first I kind of wanted to be a collage and just again put more challenge into myself into editing and weaving together. But Yuki, I think, wanted to just let's do 3 separate stories, so we could just follow the arch of each person. And I think I've shared my goals with her, and I was like, oh, Yuki, one day I want to have one of these stories enter in a film festival. So I think that was the biggest decision for us to if that's your route, she says, let's do separate stories in 3 parts. So, yeah.
Nice. No, that's awesome. Yeah. And I guess I'm also just curious, like from a documentary standpoint, it's like, how did you find these people and their stories?
Lloydminster is a very small community, like a tight knit community. So Peyton Walker, like I've heard about her story because the community rallied around her when she was first diagnosed with cancer. So, so that's how I knew her, and I've always been inspired about her strength. James Foley, I kind of know from sometimes I would film like bull riding and whatnot. So, like he's a Lloydminster fellow. So that, and then Vera, I think I have my best friend Mikey, who is a runner in the community, and Vera would be in her group. And Vera and I never chatted about her life story, but I just felt like there's something in there.
Yeah.
And I just took a risk of like asking her. And then I was kind of like correct on what my hunch was, and correct on there's a bigger story in there. And Vera was kind enough to like, no, I'll open up and be a subject in the story. So yeah, very grateful.
Yeah. And yeah, just kind of like building on that, just that idea of like asking people about capturing their story, and like I often believe like everybody has a story, but whether or not they're willing to get into it like on camera or have that captured, I think is like a next level sort of thing. And in your interview with Michael, you mentioned like trust and building trust, and yeah, I guess I'm just curious, like what was that like asking them?
I've learned to ask and just receive. The worst case scenario is a no. So I've learned to have a thick skin on like no's. And then also like the trust again, like it's a smaller community, so people know that you're gonna take care of their story, whether it's a big project or a small project. So I think that piece might not happen to me in a bigger center, but again, lucky that I'm living in Lloydminster and I was able to just showcase my work, and people are able to just find it easily and vouch for me, I guess.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I mean, have there been no's? You're talking about rejection, I think that's an important thing to talk about in the arts, just because it does happen and people deal with it differently. Have there been no's?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah,
probably more no's than yeses.
Fair enough.
But again, that won't stop us from just asking for money.
Yeah,
asking for like if you can be a part of the film. That hasn't really stopped us from doing what we love.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah. Kind of again, it brings to mind your logo, Narra Tree, and that they're strong, right? And
You gotta be strong.
Yeah.
Or thick skin.
Yeah. Thick bark, I guess.
Yeah, thick bark.
Thick bark. Yeah, whatever. And like one thing that you mentioned in your interview with Michael there that really captured my imagination was just that idea of like leaving a piece of yourself with the stories as you're capturing them. And so what do you feel like you're hoping to leave, or what part of yourself are you hoping to leave on these stories that are not your own, and that you're obviously trying to do them justice? But like what part of yourself are you trying to leave overall in that project, or in each of them perhaps?
I think just the way I see it, the way I see them as a human being, the way I tell their story as a human being. And I think that's the piece that I want them to see, because they might not see themselves as like this person. But for me, let's say for Peyton, I see her as like the strongest person I know. The things that she's dealt with so far are like, I would have given up already if that was me, to be honest.
Right.
But she just kept going and never said my treatment hurts. No, like when's my next treatment? Let's go for it. Like those ones. And like for James, for example, and I know he had mentioned about he wanted to leave a legacy as a bucking bull breeder. But for me, like you're a first generation bucking bull breeder. Like that's a bigger legacy for me than just being a bucking bull breeder.
Interesting. And where are you at in that process of that project then?
I want to say we're on the second stage, which is production for our main content. Like Story Hive wanted us to submit a bonus content, which already has been submitted. So now we're on the main production for the main content, which really the production has started when we got approval for the grant. But I think now we're just at halt because we're just waiting for better weather because we live in Alberta.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, you mentioned that this is like, one of your first Story Hive projects, I believe, and
Mhm.
it's not a small one. So, what were the sort of feelings around that when you heard that you were successful and that you
I
were
was very honored because I've never applied for a grant before,
right.
so it was very daunting, I guess. But Story Hive was they were very inclusive. Well, our edition is the Pan Asian Story Hive edition. So um, I was like, I'm Asian. I can probably there's a bigger chance for me to like enter this. But it's always been our radar. I've seen all the editions that they've put out, and I think this was the one for me. It's a good start for me. Hopefully, I can make them proud, and they could. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, I just want people to be happy that we were able to produce this in Lloydminster.
Yeah, actually, yeah, just like building on that, I guess there's a question forming in my brain there about that of just, yeah, what do you hope this does for the individuals that you're featuring? Like, what is the value in it for them?
I know Peyton was all about if I can do this, anybody can go through this. I think I know that was her fight. Is like she's a 16-year-old going through treatments, and if she can do it, anybody can do it. And also raise awareness to put more funding, I guess, for cancer units in different areas. But I just like pride. I just want them to be happy.
Right.
I just want them to have a legacy after everything's said and done. When James is 85 years old, watching the third generation do the breeding of bucking bulls is gather everybody around like, hey, there's this documentary about my family.
Right.
I think that's again, I'm getting emotional again. I think that's the piece that I want people to have is like legacy and whatnot. I see a lot of people here in Lloyd. Like, you should have a legacy video. You might think it's naive or like you're a narcissist, but no, it's not because Lloydminster is a very small community. A lot of the people here built Lloydminster and is a big part of Lloydminster. Like their stories should be told in a way that I want them to be told. Hopefully,
yeah. No, and I very much get that sense from you of like wanting to be of service and seeing the service that other people bring to this community that you moved here and just what you've giving back.
Right, and that's all I can do really. That's all I could give. Yeah, is that service is that this talent that I was given. So might as well share it.
No, absolutely. I do think we are able to pull up your website here, hopefully, and there were a few things that caught my eye on your website, and one of the first things, like right away, that caught my attention was just that idea that stories move, the stories that move, and films that last, and I can hear that already, like, in what you're saying, and is that kind of like a motto of yours, or what's what can you tell me?
Yeah, we're I wouldn't say like a motto, but we just that's something it's something like we believe in. Yeah, like we're not gonna do a video because it's gonna give us $5,000 or $20,000 for Story Hive.
Right.
It's like we want the video to last, and again, it's that legacy piece, and I want people to look back and that video was it, and that video made me. Like we've done a video for a rescue squad. Oh, I want people to look at that. I want to be a rescue squad member. I want to be a nurse because we've done like a hospital video. Like those, I think that's my hope in the bigger picture is for just to inspire people.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. And then on your website, obviously, as any good business, you show what it is like that you offer, and some of the things that kind of caught my attention were like weddings, commercials, music videos, documentaries. And I think you had mentioned in your interview with Michael that like you had kind of started with weddings. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. And I guess I'd just be curious, what do you get out of filming weddings?
Good food.
Yeah, okay. I love that.
Good food. But No, it's just a good feeling, like, to be honest, because that's people are at the happiest, one of their happiest moments of their lives. So it's just overall, it's just a good vibe, good aura, and I'm all about like just surround me with the people that are just positive and whatnot. Again, like I've filmed like over like 200 weddings, and I've never had like a mean person to us, and just like super grateful for, and I'm grateful for for them hiring us and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it also brings to mind what you had said about just needing to be around people. You said that quite a few times, and that yeah, you get to do that in your work, especially at weddings. There are usually a lot of people at weddings. Yeah, yeah. Interesting. Okay. And yeah, like the one of the other things on there was commercials, and I guess I'm just curious what you get out of shooting each of those things. So so weddings, it's a fantastic, there's great food, and it's an incredibly meaningful event for those people, and you get to be a part of that. And commercials, what do you get out of those?
I think just it's a challenge for me, to be honest, like because different businesses are, well, businesses are different, and they have different needs, and in this world that we live in now, video marketing is such an essential part that they should have.
Right.
So it's a challenge for me to like, how can I help them? Because I'm a business owner myself. I should do more video marketing, but I just do it for my clients. But just to be able to like do that, but also like stick to my roots. Like we're not gonna do the trendy ones. Nothing against the trendy ones, because those are the ones that sell. But how can we still tell stories of like of businesses? And I think that's what we're trying to do here. Like I have one client. I have a client, a tattoo client, and cool, like tattoos and whatnot. In my head, that's what's gonna happen. But what I did not realize is once I got in there was people have stories about their tattoo, and tattoos about grieving, and they've started opening up about, yeah, I got this ego because my mom has always been the wings beneath my wings. Like, who would say that? Like, like so now this tattoo shop is now, I love working there almost like, and whenever we have sessions, it's like, what kind of like stories can I like hear now and get inspired from?
I know. Yeah. And then just because we are kind of getting to the end of our time here, but I want to hear, what do you get out of music videos?
It's a different style. Music videos. It's a different. It's something that it's hard. It's super. I think for me, like that's the hardest to do. Like to tell a story of a music, to incorporate the artist's inspiration, why she created the music. So it's a lot of collaboration. A lot of what we do is collaboration, but I think that's the collaboration that's there's very little room for error, because you want to honor the artist's art, right, for writing the music and for creating that music. So what I get out of it is I guess it just improves, I guess just me just improving as an artist.
Nice. Yeah. And the one of the last things on there was documentaries, which we've already talked a bit about. So I don't know if you have any other thoughts about what it is that you get out of documentary filmmaking, but
every day we learn, like we learn just life lessons from, whether that's a sports team that's struggling, or just seeing their resiliency, or from a like a bucking bull breeder who's just learning family, or teaching us how family works and whatnot. I guess those ones, like life lessons.
Yeah. That's awesome. No, that's a wonderful sentiment to end up on. So thank you so much for your time and energy. Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Awesome. This has been Tell Us Story Hives on location in Lloydminster at Narra Studios. My name is Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta. This is my co-host,
Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability. And this is
Kim Capiral. I'm a local filmmaker living in Lloydminster, Alberta.
And we didn't make you cry. Not quite.
That's the goal.
Awesome.
Almost.
Thank you for watching.